I decided to take part in shadowing this year as a way to encourage to read more for pleasure.
Allows children some space to think about books that they might not necessarily read very often.
It kept the interest and they all enjoyed the mixture of books that were available.
I Must Betray You is an enthralling tale of youth empowerment and shows that youth can, and really regularly do, change the world.
The story follows Christian Florescu and Liliana Pavo as they're caught in the revolution of 1989 in Romania.
I would recommend it to people my age.
When Shadows Fall is a book detailing the life of a young boy named Kai.
How after his sister dies when she was 6 months old, he and his family are absolutely broken. He falls into depression, which the book is about how his friends try and save him from it.
There was really deep emotions in it. It actually got me crying at some bits. It really moved me.
The Eternal Return of Clara Hart is a novel retelling the gritty story of how sexual assault and sexism affect everybody in our society, from the perpetrators to the victims.
The original legend of Medusa goes that she was an evil Gorgon who had her head chopped off by the good guy.
What I enjoyed about the story is how there's a lot of drama inside of it. There's a lot of suspense, there's a lot of story-driven plot.
I'd recommend this to a friend who tries to see the world from a different perspective than it's presented to them. You're able to understand what a character who's usually portrayed as a villain and empathise with her.
Needle by Patrice Lawrence is a book about Charlene, a girl who loves knitting but often finds herself in trouble. It really talks a lot about carers and their relationship with their foster children.
You do really feel for her sometimes because her mum died, she's very troubled.
You have created such an amazing protagonist that can be so antagonistic. I really enjoy it.
I think what's really interesting about the Blue Book of Nubo is the way that even though it's a post-apocalyptic dystopia, it's really relevant to the events of today. The story evokes a really strong sense of sympathy for the protagonists, and that really amplifies the sense of threat and urgency of the nuclear crisis.
It's very cool to see what some people would do without the things that we have today.
Light in Everything is a bittersweet coming-of-age story about two children and their parents who fall in love and have a baby together. What I really loved about it is that the children had clashing personalities and yet still managed to make friends with each other despite their complicated but relatable pasts.
So I would really recommend this book for basically anyone.
The book was a really good and immersive read.
I really like this year's shortlist. I think it's very varied. It has some interesting topics. It doesn't patronise young adults, which I think is really refreshing. There's something in there for everyone, no matter what type of genre you like or what type of narrative voice you like. You'll find a book that you will enjoy on the shortlist.